Hi everyone, Allison Davis here with a layout that I created using the Hip Kit Club November 2024 kits and a sketch that I also created to go with these kits. I've always been a huge cheerleader for using sketches no matter your skill level. They are such a versatile tool that can save you time and headache. The way I see it, sketches do the heavy lifting while you get to have all the fun. And there are about 1,000,001 ways to adapt and personalize a sketch design to fit your needs. The sketch I'm using in this video has some vertical strips for the background, and there is a giant tree made up of 1/2-inch horizontal strips. And then on the tree, there's this really big garland made up of chipboard circles and other Christmassy elements. And then there are 3 smaller photos surrounding that tree. If you are interested in using this sketch, you can download it at the Hip Kit Club website, and I'll link to that down below in the video description. For this layout, I used the following products from the November 2024 kits. From the main kit, I used some of the papers, the gold puffy words, and some of the die cuts from the ephemera package. From the embellishment kit, I used the chipboard die cuts, the puffy stickers, the glitter star epoxy stickers, and the chipboard circles that ended up being a large part of the inspiration for the sketch and layout I created. And then I used all of the colors of paper in the Cardstock Kit. And this is just a few of the super fun products from the November kits. There are so many cool things like the plaid layering stencils and the Christmas sweater metal die. So many fun items. And if you want to purchase anything, be sure to use my code Allison Davis for 10% off. So to begin my layout, I started with that large tree. First, I'm going to create the base for the tree that the strips will be adhered to. So I start out by cutting an 8 3/4 inch by 11 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, and then I found the center of the top edge of that rectangle, made a pencil mark there, and then lined up that middle pencil mark and the bottom 2 corners, and then cut to create that triangle. For the strips that will go on the tree, I decided to use the papers from the November 2024 Cardstock Kit. There's going to be a lot of detail in the garland, so I thought it was best to stick to those solid colors for these strips so it doesn't overpower the garland. I am cutting several 1/2-inch strips in a variety of colors. And you don't need a full strip for each strip on the tree because as you get to the top, the pieces you need are smaller and smaller. So on some of them, you can use a single strip more than once. To cover the tree, I started at the bottom, lined that strip up with the bottom edge, and then added the next strip and the next strip and the next strip, following a color pattern as I go. And occasionally I stop to trim off the strips that are hanging over the edges so I could use those pieces a second time if I need to. You'll quickly learn that I am a bit of a stitching addict, so I'm going to add hand stitching in the center of each strip. First, I use my OmniGrid ruler to draw a pencil line in the middle of each strip. I almost always start my stitching from a pencil line. That pencil line serves as a guide for piercing the holes, and it gives you a little bit of a preview of what that stitching might look like, so you can judge it if you like it or not before you commit to poking holes in your paper. After the pencil lines are drawn, I place a foam mat under my tree and use a paper piercing tool to pierce holes along the pencil lines. For this design, because the straight line begins and ends on an angled edge, I also pierced a hole right on that edge. This adds a little notch that will hold that stitch in place when you wrap it around the edge. Without that notch, your thread won't always stay in that straight position. I'm going to stitch with colors that match the color of the strip. So I've pulled out embroidery floss that matches those colors. And I'm starting at the bottom with that tan color first. So I'll stitch all of the tan strips and then move on to the yellow and stitch all of those, and then the green, and so on. Most of the time I use 3 strands of embroidery floss for my stitching. This makes it so much easier to pull through the holes, and you don't really notice a huge difference in the thickness or the texture and dimension of the finished stitch when you use less threads. So I start by anchoring my thread on the back with a small piece of tape, and I am stitching this design using a back stitch. And this is my go-to bread and butter stitch that I use when I want a continuous line of stitching. So for this stitch, you come up the next empty hole and then back down the one behind it. I always tell people to visualize the icing on a Hostess cupcake, and that looped line of icing is created by moving forward and looping backwards. It's the exact same motion with a back stitch. It's always so satisfying to watch a large stitch design come together, especially when it contains so many colors. The texture and dimension is always what gets me with stitching. I just love the look of it and seeing it come together stitch after stitch and color by color. So with the base of my tree done, I'm going to start putting the background design of the layout together. First, I am cutting an 8.5 by 12 inch piece of white cardstock that is going to serve as the background for the tree. Now in the beginning, I was going to use this green dotted paper from the November 2024 paper kit, but that changes in a little bit. I'm also cutting some of this reddish pink into strips and tearing the edge on one side. And these are going to be in place of the smaller vertical strips on the sketch. I loved the idea of giving those accent strips some texture and interest. So I ended up changing my mind for the green base of the layout and switched out for a white with green dots paper instead. I really wanted to use the green paper as an accent, so I am cutting a few strips from that and then tearing one edge, just like I did with the pink paper. Next, I adhere the torn strips on the right edge about a 1/2 inch from the edge of the layout. And I layered them by adding the pink one first and then added the green one so that it's overlapped on top of the pink. And then I added the larger white cardstock piece covering the straight edge of the torn strips. And then I added the pink and green torn strips on the left side as well, tucking them under that white cardstock. To add the tree, I am using foam adhesive. I love dimension on my layouts, so I tend to use a lot of foam adhesive. This tree is added to the center of that white cardstock with the bottom edge of the tree lined up with the bottom edge of the layout. So the main inspiration for this sketch and tree design came from these adorable chipboard circles from the Embellishment Kit. They felt like the perfect element to create a Christmas tree garland. So I started off by cutting them into individual pieces with the clear backing still on it. I'm a perfectionist, so I always like to lay things out on my layout first to make sure I like the arrangement before I start adhering anything down. And that clear backing makes this part super easy to do. Now, when laying these out, I'm looking to get an even spread of color and detail. So that's a key element to putting this together. Once I am happy with the arrangement of these circles, I'm going to start adding in some other elements like some die cut pieces and chipboard pieces to see how I want to fill out and decorate this garland. I'm adding some candy canes, gingerbread people, a bow, and a stocking. Just a lot of detail that adds interest to this design. And when I'm happy with the arrangement of it, I start adhering it all down. I start by adhering the chipboard circles flat, and then I'm using foam adhesive for all of those die cut pieces. With the tree decorated with the main pieces, now I can add my photos. My photo sizes differ slightly from the sketch. I often adapt the sketch to work with the photo sizes I have on hand. It's just easier that way to me, instead of trying to edit and print photos in the exact size of the sketch. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I just tend to grab a set of photos I already have printed that I want to use with the sketch, and in the words of Tim Gunn, I make it work. For my photos, I am using 3 2x3-inch photos, and I've added a white cardstock mat to each one. I am arranging them the same as the photos on the sketch, and I'm also going to add some chipboard frames to 2 of the photos. The next piece I'm adding is my title just below the photos. I'm using the chipboard word joy and adhering it with foam adhesive. Now I'm getting into adding the finishing touches on my layout. I love detail, especially small details, so I want to go in and add some to the layout. I start off with the garland, and I'm adding some of the gold puffy stickers. I'm mostly adding stars, and then I also added a puffy gingerbread tree to one of the circles. Every Christmas tree needs a topper, so I'm creating a flower cluster to go at the top of the tree. I used a flower sticker at the top and then added some leaves and berries that stick out from behind the flower. I also added some more gold stars to this piece. Then I added some phrase pieces above my title and another one by the photo on the right. I also decided that I wanted to add a hand-stitched border on the white cardstock background, so I got out my ruler and drew those lines so I could stitch that. Usually I would have done this earlier before I added so much to the layout, but most of the elements I have on here I could stitch around easily. They're large enough that you can stitch around, so this wasn't a big deal to add into the layout. One of the last details I add is my journaling. I typed my journaling with double spacing and then cut out each line in an individual strip. And this is typically my go-to for journaling. I love how you can wrap and customize the shape of your journaling to fit other elements on your layout. The very last detail I added were several puffy stars and circles and a few of the white star enamel pieces on that white cardstock background. And that completes my layout. I loved getting to create with these wonderful kits and products, and I know without a doubt you will too. They are simply gorgeous. So don't forget to go grab this sketch and some of the other ones I've created for other kits. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.